Good morning, Southern California, AM 1220 KHTS. Here's Fred Arnold on the Santa Cruz Valley Chamber of Commerce Business Spotlight. I'm joined by my guest, Fred Kreger. Fred Kreger is also one of the partners, managing partners at American Family Funding here in Southern California. And Fred, I want to talk today about resources for mortgage professionals, real estate professionals, resources that American Family Funding provides so that you can be better at your craft, be better at your profession. So welcome to the show.
Thanks, Fred. I appreciate it, always.
So let's talk about philosophy. Philosophy when it comes to equipping your mortgage professionals with the tools necessary for success.
Right. Well, one of the things that we were looking at is that, as an overall, and you and I have had this conversation over and over again, is that who are the new people and who are the new players coming into our profession? I mean, you and I, well, except for I didn't go to college in order to be a mortgage professional. You did. You're one of the very few. But we have limited time, or I would say influence, to have more people come into our industry. So how do you and I, as mortgage professionals, look at our industry and look at even the people that we serve and make sure that people in the future are served by the same level of success, same level of service that we have and we, provide to our members, to our clients?
You said something that's really interesting because there's really not a degree in mortgage banking.
Right.
You're getting a degree in finance, you're getting as a CPA, but you're not getting one in mortgage finance. So let's break it down into training. What's some of the training that mortgage professionals need to have to serve the public properly? Right.
Well, one of the things, again, when you look at it, is that how do you provide that level of training? And that's one of the things that you and I have been such, instrumental at providing, is that, we want to bring on the new bodies. We want to bring on the new people to see them serve. And the biggest thing is, we look at our community. Again, you and I have always come from a servient attitude. How do you provide for your community? How do you make sure that you give back to the community? Well, one of the resources is to make sure that you serve the community by providing jobs, by providing resources. And that's one of the things that's very important for us because of the training tools that we have, because of, the strict adherence to new rules, regulations, et cetera. That's one of the reasons why people don't want to join our industry, because they're afraid. They're scared that, these new rules and regulations that I have to fall into doesn't seem that great that I can do. But I think from our influence, from our mentoring, I think people out there, within, earshot of this radio show basically need to say, hey, I need to pick up the phone and call Fred and Fred. I need to find out what opportunities are out there because I know that there is a job. I know there is a career. And quite frankly, you and I have, been able to be very successful the last couple of years, given that, both you and I have 7 kids and, in terms of colleges, we have to afford that.
Yeah, you have to have a PhD be in the mortgage business, and you have to be poor, hungry, and driven.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I remember Troy McClain taught me that. Hey, you want a PhD? Yeah, poor, hungry, and driven. Some of the things that you do have to know is you need to get an NMLS license, licensed by the federal government. But deeper than that, it's being able to do, I'll throw a couple terms out there, break-even analysis on whether it makes sense to rent versus buy. What does that mean? Why would you need to learn that, and why would the consumer want to be taught that?
Well, I think that's what separates the rubber from the road. What separates a consummate professional from someone who is just basically entering the industry like we had in the early 2000s are people who weren't necessarily in this industry to serve the public, to serve their clients, to serve well. And I think when you take a look at, when you actually have a conversation with someone that says, something, I want to find about you. I want to find out about what your goals are. So that way I can truly understand is that, what is the cost of a new home? What's the cost of a refinance? What's the cost of total home ownership? And how does it relate to your continuous budget? How does it relate to what you're doing on a day-to-day basis? And let me serve you. Let me make sure that the new product, the new service, the new loan that we put into you is actually in your favor, not mine.
Yeah. It's all about the consumer. Give them what they want, but you got to ask them what they want before you can provide it to them. Let's talk about lunch and learns, something American Family Funding believes in for our real estate professionals, for our business professionals. We believe in providing that education back so that other professionals are equipped with information to grow their business.
And I think it goes back to that servient attitude, Fred. I think when it comes down to it is that if you help, enough people get out of life what they want to, you yourself will get out of life, right? And I think that goes back to the information. I think you and I have always had the attitude that no one really is a competitor. we're all partners in the same industry, and then we want to provide as much information regardless of where you are in terms of life. So that way, if we can make you a better person, if we can make you a better professional, we can make you a better real estate financial planner, loan officer, doesn't matter. We've actually done our philosophy. We've done what we've set out that we always say we want to do.
Right, and that's what's critical. Fred, those that want to look at opportunities to get in this business and be mentored by yourself, or those looking for a mortgage professional for their loan, how can they reach out to us?
Best way is obviously on our website, which is www.affloans.com. That's Apple Frank LOANS.com. That's plural. Or call us directly at 661-284-1150. We're here locally in Santa Clarita.
And you can go on that website and find out what real estate mortgage professional you can choose.
Exactly.
Yeah, great. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Fred.
Hope you enjoy this edition of the Santa Clarita Valley Chamber of Commerce Business Spotlight. The show is Fred Arnold on AM 1220 KHTS.